This is an iHeart podcast.
And we trust you'll fulfill the mission until every hostage, every 48 of the hostages are home. Thank you so much. Blessed be the peacemakers.
God bless you, Mr. President. God bless America.
You're listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson.
Good Thursday morning. We've got one big story for you on the 47 Morning Update, and it is this: a historic peace agreement. Hamas agreeing to a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all the hostages. We're going to have all the details for you on that in just a moment. But first, I want to tell you about Patriot Mobile. If you have a cell phone, then why have you not switched to Patriot Mobile? Now, let me tell you why I think you should switch. Because not only are you giving your money to a company that's aligned with your values, but you get unbelievable pricing and nationwide coverage on all three major networks. That means that you're going to love what the coverage is, and you're going to love the pricing. Now, here's where the magic happens. If you're like me and you're sick and tired of giving your money to woke companies, then, well, Big Mobile, you need to stop giving your money to them because they're giving massive donations to Democratic causes, candidates, and organizations. I'm talking about radical organizations, including organizations that advocate, support, and pay for abortions. That is why I switched to Patriot Mobile, because every month when I pay my bill, they take about 5% of my bill and they give it back to conservative causes that stand for our First and our Second Amendment rights. They stand up for the rights of unborn children. They stand with our military, our veterans, our wounded warriors. And that's just some of what they do. So stand with me and literally hundreds of thousands of other conservatives that have made the switch to Patriot Mobile. I'm going to give you a free month of service as well. And doing it is so easy. They can switch you over the phone in minutes. Go to patriotmobile.com/Ben47. That's patriotmobile.com/Ben47. Or call them 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code Ben47 for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Ben47 or 972-PATRIOT and use the promo code Ben47 for that free month of service. It's the 47 Morning Update, and it starts right now.
Story number one.
It is a move that could go down in history as a historic one. The terrorist organization Hamas has reportedly agreed to the ceasefire in Gaza and the peace plan that has been set by President Donald Trump and his administration. This coming right now from the Times of Israel. A peace deal could be signed as early as today. Sources in the Palestinian resistance tell the Hezbollah-affiliated news outlet that Hamas has agreed to a Gaza ceasefire deal, adding that it would be signed Thursday in Egypt. That is what the outlet is also saying at this moment. During a press conference on Wednesday, President Trump said he may visit Egypt sometime later this week for a possible peace agreement. His exact words, "I may go there sometimes toward the end of the week, maybe on Sunday actually. But there's a very good chance that negotiations are going along very well. We're dealing with Hamas and many of the countries, as you know. We have all of the Muslim countries included, all the Arab countries are included, and very rich countries, and some that are not so rich. Our final negotiation is with Hamas, and it seems to be going well." According to Sky News, images from the negotiations in Egypt show what appear to be delegates hugging and shaking hands, which U.S. correspondent Mark Stone said looked like celebrations. Quote, "There is an agreement among negotiators that it will be Donald Trump who makes some official announcement, which goes back to that note we are reporting on earlier," Stone said. "It seems as though this is a historic moment for sure. We don't know the details. We don't know the extent to which the small and difficult points have been ironed out and agreed to, but clearly an extent to which allows them to announce a deal if that's what they're about to do." A source also told Stone that Hamas could release the Israeli hostages who were taken on October the 7th, 2023, more than 2 years ago, as early as this weekend. President Trump confirmed that both Israel and Hamas signed the peace plan in an announcement on Truth Social, saying this, "I'm very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all, he put it in capital letters, of the hostages will be released very soon. And Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line as the first step towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. And we thank the mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event actually happen. Now, the White House also released a phone call between the President of the United States of America and many of the families who have hostages that are U.S. citizens. And I want you to hear that conversation.
They want to say something. Is that right? All right, hold on. President Trump, you have the best crowd in the world. What do you guys have to say to President Trump?
Thank you.
You did it!
You did it! Thank you! Thank you!
This is amazing. Mr. President, we believe in you. We know you've done so much for us over the past, since you became a president, and even before that. And we trust you fulfill the mission until every hostage, every 48 of the hostages are home. Thank you so much. Blessed be the peacemakers.
God bless you, Mr. President. God bless America.
Thank you very much. You just take care of yourselves. The hostages will come back. They're all coming back on Monday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You can hear the joy, the tears, the crying, the smiling, the hugging, and the clapping. As the president said, all the hostages are returning home. The president also made a phone call into Sean Hannity's TV show at Fox News Channel, talking about this historic deal. And here's part of what he had to say.
Mr. President, you said in your statement that this is the first phase of the peace plan and that the hostages will be released very soon. I assume that means both those that are alive and those that are not alive. And Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line. Can you expand on that and tell us maybe what part two, is there a part two or a part three? Because the idea has to be a lasting peace, and would that include the security guarantees that Hamas can no longer be armed with weapons that they can fire into Israel? I was in a city, a border city in Gaza, near Gaza. They had gotten hit with 10,000 rockets in 10 years. I was in those terror tunnels.
I think you're going to see all of that disappear. I think you're going to see people getting along, and you'll see Gaza being rebuilt. We're forming a council that the Council of Peace, we think it's going to be called, and it's going to be very powerful. And it's going to really, I think to a large extent, it's going to have a lot to do with the whole Gaza situation. People are going to be taken care of. It's going to be a different world. I think really the Middle East came together. Amazingly, they came together. You know, they have some countries with extraordinary wealth, and just spending a small portion of that wealth can do so much for that area. So we'll be involved in it, but the big thing is hostages are going to be released. It's probably our time would be probably Monday, and you know they're a terrible situation. They're deep in the earth, and they're being gotten, and a lot of things are happening right now as we speak. So much is happening to get the hostages freed, and we think they'll all be coming back on Monday. So it looks like that's the thing, and that'll include the bodies of the dead, and you know the parents that I talked to so many of them, but the parents are almost more intent, but equally intent is getting there in just about all cases their son's body back than they are as though the young man was alive. It's just the same intensity. They want their baby's body back. That's what one woman said. I want my baby's body back, and you know the son is 25, 26 years old. So that's a very big part of it, getting all of it's about 28 the number is 28, will be coming back, but unfortunately dead.
You could also hear the president there and the somber tone that he had about the bodies coming home of the dead and how important it was to get those bodies back to those families. The president was also asked a bigger question about peace in the Middle East. And it's something that people have been striving for hundreds of years, literally centuries. And he was asked about his plan and how this could work. I want you to hear how important this clearly is to President Trump.
By the end of this term as president, what vision do you have? What would you like to see Gaza look like? What will the relationship with Israel and other Middle Eastern countries be like, as this process continues to unfold and as you have convinced these other nations to finally involve themselves? And then we'll let you go, sir.
Well, Gaza is going to be a peaceful, much safer place. Obviously, it's been blown to pieces, and this is just not by Israel. This is over years and years and years. It's been heartache for many years. A lot of people say this is a deal for 3,000 years. So whether you say 500, because some people say 500 based on events, but other people say this is something historic for 3,000 years. There's nothing ever going to be bigger than this. And so Gaza, we believe, is going to be a much safer place, and it's going to be a place that reconstructs, and other countries in the area will help it reconstruct because they have tremendous amounts of wealth, and they want to see that happen. And we'll be involved in helping them make it successful and helping it stay peaceful, but I think it's going to be peaceful. I think, again, the Iran situation was very important, doing what we had to do, which was, again, 22 years. It was planned to be done, and no other president wanted to do it or whatever, for whatever reason, but they didn't do it. And having that was very important. But, I'm very confident there'll be peace in the Middle East. I mean, the words peace in the Middle East is something people have been striving for hundreds of years, for centuries, for many centuries. And we really have, every country has come together, and on a little different scale, but so important. It seems like everything's at a different scale, but we're going to make our cities safe. We're going to make Chicago safe. We're going to make Memphis, Tennessee, we're there right now. We're making it safe. That there's a difference in 1 week. It's like day and night. It's so important what we did in D.C., Washington, D.C., our own capital that people come to, and it was crime-ridden, and now it's as safe as there is anywhere in the country. It's safe. It's clean. We've cleaned it. We've gotten rid of the thugs. We took 1,700, in many cases, career criminals, and in many cases, people coming from other countries that shouldn't have been allowed to come, gang members from other countries, people from jails. The jails were literally opened up in Venezuela and other countries into our country, and we've gotten them out, or we're getting them out. But we took out 1,700 in Washington, D.C., 1,700 criminals that are no longer there. And we have a safe, beautiful capital again. You can go and eat at the restaurants. The restaurants are booming. They were closing one after another, and now they're booming. They're opening. And this all took place over the last 2 months. It's amazing, actually. Nobody's ever seen a transformation like that have in Washington, D.C. It's as hot as it can get. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And to see it be safe with our, beautiful buildings, the graffitis off the walls, the tents from all over, thousands of tents in our beautiful parks, our national parks. The tents are all gone. Everything is, and it's only going to get better over the next year. There'll be some rebuilding and some fixing up and some cleaning up, and people are proud of our capital again. But the beautiful thing is it's really safe. You can walk down the middle of the street with your wife. You can walk down the middle of the street by yourself. Your family can, and you have no fear. If you said that a year ago, they had almost no chance of making it to the other side of the town. And so we're very proud of D.C., and it serves as a catalyst, and it serves as really an example of what can be done. But to do that, you have to bring people in to do it. You can't have woke police people that aren't suited to be police. You can't have the kind of problems that we have. Almost in all cases, it's Democrat-run cities. So you can't do that. So we're very proud of Washington. It's a safe place, and everybody should. You want to see some beautiful things in Washington? You go there. Right now, your biggest problem is going to be you're probably not going to be able to get into a restaurant. They're packed and they're booming.
You can hear the president there talking about world peace in the Middle East. It's something people have been striving for hundreds of years. Talking about how people want peace and they want to be safe, and going back to what he's doing right here in the United States of America. It's very clear that this is a policy that's not just a foreign policy of this president, but also the domestic policy of this president to allow people to live in a safe area. Well done, President Trump. Well done.
Thank you for listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson. Please make sure you hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. And for more in-depth news, also subscribe to the Ben Ferguson Podcast, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
This is an iHeart podcast.